As we get older, our lives change, our lifestyles change, and so does our money. So how is money different in your 20s versus your 30s? Obviously, everybody's lifestyle is unique and every situation is different, but here's what I found was true for me, and I asked some of you exactly what was different between money in your 20s and your 30s, and here's what I found out. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. Shout out to Capitalize who's sponsoring this one. Capitalize can help you roll over your old 401k, but more on that later. Oh my God, okay, your 20s. Think about this. When you started the decade of your 20s, most of us were still in school. Most of us were starting our very first jobs. I think I wasn't even hardly, did I have a boyfriend? I don't even know what I was doing. I was going to the bars, I was studying, I was working at Chili's, and that was about the extent of it. And then you fast forward to the end of that decade and wow, what a complete difference. Okay, money in your 20s. When you were in your 20s, when I was in my 20s, my money was really focused on paying off debt. I was paying off $35,000 in student loan debt on a $37,000 per year salary. So the budget was really focused on just paying that off as quickly as possible. Now in my 30s, the budget is really focused on childcare expenses for my daughter Quinn, and also really building up a down payment to purchase my first home. Money in my 20s was also really just starting my retirement accounts. I was pulling very little out of my paycheck and putting it towards my 401k. Now in my 30s, we're really maximizing our retirement accounts. My husband Kyle has maxed out his thrift savings plan, and also I've opened up several IRAs, including rolling over my old 401k into a traditional IRA, opening up a Roth IRA and a SEP IRA. But speaking of rolling over the 401k, I wish this was a tool that was available back then, but it's available now. So if you haven't done this and worked with Capitalize, check this out. 401k rollovers historically have been tedious and intimidating. To say that the process is complicated is an understatement. Think about all the things that you have to do. You have to contact your old provider, sometimes contact the old employer, fill out complicated forms, sometimes even mail a paper check. It's a mess. That's where Capitalize comes in. Capitalize is an independent platform, so independent of any type of brokerage firm or investment company, who helps you roll over your old 401k into an IRA for free. With Capitalize, you can let the experts do all the heavy lifting, easily compare your rollover options, do everything mostly online, and it's free. So why would you want to roll over an old 401k? Perhaps you don't want to leave it with an old employer. Plus, that old 401k plan could have really high fees and limited choices on what you can invest in. Don't know where your old 401k is located? Capitalize uses proprietary technology to locate 75% of the 80 million 401k accounts in the US. Now, Capitalize may make a referral fee based off of the IRA that you might choose that's listed on their website, but the choice is totally up to you. Look, there are 24 million forgotten 401k accounts that add up to $1.35 trillion. That's so much money. So don't let one of your old 401k accounts be one of those. Sign up for Capitalize for free using the link in the description box below. Money in my 20s. I was definitely being very careful about clipping coupons, being a little bit more frugal. I don't consider myself frugal, but I think back then I was really trying to keep things cheap and cheap. Everything was cheap. And now money in my 30s, I'm actually buying, some brand name things. I'm still trying to be smart and shop the sales as much as I can. But I also don't feel bad if I really truly want the Kraft American cheese slices instead of the Kroger brand. I think that's perfectly okay to do if you're debt-free. Okay, money in my 20s. This one, I actually saved for a TV and a mattress. Those were the things that I was shopping and saving for. Now in my 30s, I'm really focused on bigger ticket items, even more so than a TV and a mattress. I am shopping for, I've saved up for a second car, and I've saved for a down payment. Also, let me talk about my income in my 20s. So I started off making $10 an hour after I graduated from college, working as an intern, and then that scaled to $33,000 per year, which I calculated after everything and looking at my old pay stubs was truly just still $10 an hour. And then when I finished my 20s, when I was about 29, right? This is crazy. I ended at $48,000. Now in my 30s, this is weird. This is going to be a weird thing for me because I switched to self-employed, so my salary changed and fluctuated a lot. But when I was 30, my income started at $22,000, and now I am currently 33. My income is currently at $109,000. So you can see, like, there's a big swing in just a couple of years, but that's also unique to my situation because I'm self-employed. Now, I want to share some of the comments that I received from you guys when I was asking about this, but this was so interesting to think about how your finances were in your 20s and your 30s. So you said, in my 20s, I viewed money just as a means to buy what I wanted. I look at money now as time. So how much time do I have to put in to get whatever? And in my 20s, I paid attention to just price or cost. Now it's looking at things for more long-term value, looking at deals and discounts, seeing how you can stretch things out, and also taking a look at paychecks, then more than just the amount that you take home, but also considering benefits like health insurance and retirement. Someone else said that the money in their 20s was really just for two people, them and their partner. Now money in their 30s is for more like 3 to 6 people, like when you bring on kids, and I can definitely relate to that. In my 20s, I was really just focused on income for me and for me alone. And then when Kyle and I got together, it was like, okay, we can really make this DINK life, you know, the dual income, no kids, DINK. We can make this DINK lifestyle work for us. And now that there's 3 of us with our baby, it's like, wow, okay, we've got to totally rework this. Okay, somebody else said that money in my 20s was shop, shop, shop. Oh shit, I have bills to pay. Money in my 30s, seeing how hard I work, the amount of shit I own, and wanting to leave generational wealth for my son whenever it's time for me to pass on that legacy. So I think that's really interesting because it sounds like for a lot of us, 20s was more kind of like that materialism phase of our lives. And now our 30s are more like, okay, we're thinking about people outside of ourselves, or we're thinking about our future self, maybe a little bit of both. And several others said that in their 20s, they were really focused on paying off their debt. And now that they're in their 30s, they're really maximizing their investments and their 401ks, and also putting some of their money towards the purchase of a home or saving up to start a family. So let me know in the comments below, what's the biggest difference in your finances between your 20s and 30s? If you like this video, give this one a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Capitalize, who can help you roll over your old 401k, and I'll catch you in the next one.